I want to talk about Late Bloomer season 2, specifically episode 3, so warning, there's going to be spoilers. It was such an impactful episode, and what I think doesn't get talked about enough is how much 9/11 impacted even non Muslim South Asian communities, especially the Sikh community. 9/11 had a pretty big impact on my family, specifically my dad. He made the decision to move to Canada because the future for Sikhs was not looking so bright in Punjab and just India in general. Visibly Sikh people were specifically being targeted, labeled as terrorists, harassed, arrested for no reason, tortured, murdered, and Sikh women were even being raped. A lot of people succumbed to the pressure of taking off their turbans or cutting their hair to protect themselves. So many Sikhs, like my dad, did not feel safe and decided that they would move west. My dad immigrated to Canada 2 to 3 months before 9/11 happened with the intention of getting a job and setting things up for my mom and the rest of us to join him. And mind you, my dad is a very visibly Sikh man. He has a turban, he has a beard, and he lived in a basement. He had no internet. All he had was a landline so that he could get calls for interviews. And he was already having a hard time getting a job. Any immigrant knows that the moment you land in the West, your experience and your education is already undervalued. But after 9/11 happened, things got way worse. He would get an interview and take like 3 buses to go to it. And as soon as they'd see him, they'd shut the door in his face or they'd say there's no job available. And he literally had his resume thrown in his face. He would get stared at constantly, everywhere. People shifting away from him, yelling Osama and pointing at him. And he had to go through all of this alone. I'm not going to cry on here, but it makes me so sad to think about it because he left Punjab and he left India, came to Canada to escape all of this. It was a very disheartening experience for him. He felt like he couldn't exist as himself in peace anywhere. And I know that there's so many other people with stories like this, and I'm so happy that these stories are finally being told and shown on TV. So props to the Late Bloomer team. I can't wait to see the rest of the season. And we need more of this in TV. There is so much more gap in representation that needs to be filled.